Good morning. My name is Andrew Landry. I am the CEO and founder of Where Men Hurt. Where Men Hurt is a nonprofit organization designed to give men a safe place to talk about real life issues in a non-judgmental setting. Today we're here for our third annual Where Men Hurt Men's Conference right here at Spencer Highway at Fontainebleau Event Center. Come out and join us if you see this, or check it out live once we broadcast it. Thank y'all for joining.
What's up, gentlemen? Hey, listen, I'm Donald Morton. I'm the CEO of the Reman Project, and at the Reman Project, we help Black businessmen break the vicious cycles of missed potential so that those brothers transform their lives, leadership, and legacy. There is absolutely no other place to be today than with my brother Andrew Landry and Where Men Hurt. I flew from Delaware with this specific purpose in mind of making sure that brothers get an opportunity to heal. There is no organization in this area that does it better than Where Men Hurt. And today, we're going to challenge brothers to do that hard, internal, authentic work that is going to cause them to show up differently in their businesses, in their families, and in their personal lives. If you're not here, then you need to be here or watch the replay. But whatever you do, connect with Where Men Hurt and Andrew Landry.
All right, so we back again. I'm so excited about this year, even in the midst of a pandemic. God has been blessing Where Men Hurt, not only in the areas of helping people, but building relationships. And for me, that's really what Where Men Hurt is about. It's about providing a platform for men to have a safe place to talk about real life issues. And so in that process, what we do is we build relationships, we help encourage each other, enrich each other, and help each other to look at each other with self-accountability and self-awareness. So with that being said, y'all ready to get this party started?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So our first speaker, I don't have any elaborate bios. They wouldn't be here if they didn't stand out. So I'll let them introduce you with what they want to introduce you with, and we'll get started. So our first speaker is a great guy, a great urologist, and I'll let him tell you what other great things he does. Dr. Wolfich.
We've been blessed with golden opportunities. We know how to go with the flow, and we make the lives of our patients a beat better. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Introduction to the number one problem. When you were a kid, your mom said you want to do number one, number two. You said number one, that means you urinate. So we're going to be talking about the urinary tract in men, okay? I also deal with women. 45% of my patients are females. Remember, they have kidneys and bladders as well. Next slide. Today we're going to talk about enlarged prostate and what that means. Some of you have heard this speech before. Nothing has changed. It's going to continue to get better or worse. Prostate cancer and the male unspoken problem, erectile dysfunction. Next slide. I just put this picture here. Instead of these Texans trying to play horse, they play toilet seat. Next slide. The prostate. What is a prostate? It's a walnut-shaped sized gland. And what it is, it's important for making semen. Okay, the seminal vesicles and the prostate make semen. They do not make sperm. Semen is the fluid that creates the environment to help power the sperm to fertilize, to mobilize, and fertilize the egg. Okay, next slide. It's located, next slide, it's located below the bladder and the urethra, what I call P channel, goes through. The ejaculatory duct that comes from the vas deferens, that comes from the testicle, ejaculates the semen and the sperm into the urethra, and the urethra is where semen and urine goes through. So the bladder is a reservoir.
There is a skill right now that is becoming more important for us. It's called appreciative listening. What do you think that is? Appreciative listening is the ability to really just sit and listen and appreciate the information someone is giving to you so that you can respond. As men, we're listening for that break so we can jump in. Listen and appreciate the narrative that you're receiving and then respond. What is mental illness? It's a health condition that a lot of us face. Oftentimes, mental illness can be organic, meaning inside the brain something's going on. It's when those synapses are not talking to each other. When the blood, when that serotonin can't flow, those neurons can't connect, and there's a block. That's when we call it something like, bipolar or schizophrenia, something like that. But on a daily average basis, for us as men, some of our mental illness comes from the inability, to control our emotions. So today, that's what we're going to talk about, emotional intelligence to control our emotions.
I want to encourage you to open up your eyes, see the opportunities that present themselves. Doesn't matter whether you have any money at all, opportunities are out there, but you got to learn how to do. We've been talking about relationship. How can I be of value to someone else? Right. It's not about me. It's about what I can do for someone else, but most of us, we look inwardly at me. But when we learn to look outwardly, we see things a lot differently. People will see you differently because they see you not there just to take something. You're there to provide what they need also. So, enough about me. You'll find out more. My wife and I, we do talks all over the place. These are our foundational scriptures. We believe that you need to have a good base that you're operating from. So I'll just read them real quickly. Where there is no vision. How many of us have a financial vision? Where we want to look 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? Is it written down? Is it posted somewhere? Because there are going to be challenging things that are going to come your way. And the question is, are you ready for them when they come your way? He said, write it, the first 2 verses are covered. And here's what get us men. My people are destroyed for what? Lack of knowledge. How many of us know that finance is more than money? It is so much more than money. But what we're going to talk about in this arena here is where men hurt. So I got to hurry and get to that. Where men hurt. Because you got to realize things that you do affect generations. We all know what it is to be part of it. Yes, sir. Do we know what we need to do to change it? Are we doing those things that we need to change? And it's nothing big, it's nothing magical. It's something that we all have the ability to do, but the question is, do we take time to do it?
That's right, I told you. I want the cheese, man.
MLK and for 288? Yes, sir. I mean, it's yours? We're the builder.
Stars. Stop looking for the people that have titles or names that we're trying to connect ourselves to, and we just need consistent people. One of the people that's in my Hall of Fame, his name is Florencio. Florencio is an awesome guy. He worked 40 hours a week, and he was an Army reservist on the weekend. Right? This guy was an awesome guy, had no title, no minister, went to church, loved God. But he was going to work one day, and he saw the janitor, and he began to witness and minister to the janitor. He invited the janitor to church, and he said, I'd love to go. So he said, I'll come to your house, and I'll pick you up. Goes to the janitor's house. His wife opens the door and says, yeah, he's not here. My friend goes and sits in the living room, and he says, it's okay, I'll wait for him. The janitor was in his bedroom. So at this point, ashamed, he came out and said, oh, I'm sorry, I was tired, had a headache, fill in the blank. And so my friend ended up taking him to church. After sitting in his living room, led him to Christ. That janitor led his wife to Christ, and he led me and my 3 brothers to Christ. You have to understand, God did not go after the janitor because the janitor's sons would accomplish great things. God went after the janitor because he loved the janitor. We're created.
I'm saying forgiveness. Yes, I'm not saying forgiveness. That's good, but I'm saying you have at some point you have to take control of your life, not from everything that's happened to you.
Forgiveness itself.
Yes, you can forgive you. You can forgive everybody who's done something to you. You can forgive the culture. But the thing is, what makes the difference is no matter what they did or what was done, here I am, what are we going to do? Me and you, Lord, what are we going to do now? It's not as easy as what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, that works. Because your past will destroy you. What you learn will destroy you. There are two things that are good for us, but if they last long, they'll destroy us. Regret, because you can never fix what you broke. It can never be. If you broke it yesterday, I don't care if you buy a new one, I don't care if you tape it up, you broke it yesterday. So you can regret greatly, and that means, I'm sorry I did that. I can apologize for that. I can make up for that. The regret should be over. Because after you've done that, if you're still regretting, it controls you. The other is guilt. Guilt is good because it says, I did it. I did that, and it was wrong, and I need to straighten that out, and I go back and I apologize, or I make things good, or I repay things. But if I do those things, if I kicked you when you were 2, I can never unkick you.
So as a man, you got to recognize your responsibility is to be responsible for you and yours. Now, I'm going to say something. I wonder whether Pastor agree with me tonight. Pastor Mike may agree with me. I'm a married guy. My wife is home. She's a nurse, right? We've got grown children. I'm going to kick all their tails out the house so that we will be empty nesters, right? I will tell you, I'm going to say something that is a bit different than what most people say. I am not accountable to my wife. I am responsible for my wife. The difference between the two is, watch this, bro. I am accountable to God. Why? Because He's the one that never changes. Here's what we do as black men. As black men, when they change, we change. When they move, we move just like that. So part of what we got to be able to embrace is the fact that as long as I'm good with what God tells me to do and His instructions are consistent, He ain't never going to change on me, because now if my wife changes, then I feel like I got a right to change. I got to be responsible for her even when she ain't acting right. I wonder if I got any husbands in here that got some wives that don't necessarily act. Y'all a trip.
Come on, man.
Anybody got any wives in here that have had moments where she didn't necessarily act, function, talk like you would want her to act, function, and talk? You can't say nothing? Women hurt.
Yeah, man. It hurt.
Right? And so what I have learned is that while I am not accountable to her, I am responsible for her. Can you get with that, Doc? Is that okay? Is that okay, Pastor? I'm responsible for her. I'm not accountable to her. Because what I know, and I learned this very, very early on, what I know is that there are times where she tries to tell me what she needs and she don't even know. And that's why God said, hey, my man, this is what I need you to do. I need you to dwell with her according to knowledge. Her knowledge of her, no, my knowledge of her. So that when we talk about empathy, what we're really talking about is stepping into the space that God has. A lot of times when we talk about this love thing, let me be clear. The number one need for a woman is love.